this is those worth not that much, but they think it was.
Still wasn't
the only thing that we're colored with the lighting is the actual fixtures.
Okay, this is the color copy. That's the color. Are you looking at the color coded lighting here?
Yes.
Yeah. So the plans in the back here have the.
Oh, that's right.
And then that's just on the second page. That's the. It's a little complicated. I've copied this.
Okay, we're ready to start the continued public hearing for limited site plan review for Regis College, and I think we were down to the lighting, finalizing the lighting scheme. So, Sasaki, are you going to be making the presentation on that?
Sure. Yeah.
Great. Go ahead and start.
Okay.
We're giving this about 15 minutes.
Okay, great. And I was advised to be quick as well. Thanks again for hearing us. We have Tom Pastorino from Regis College, Grace Negroho, who's the architect for the project, Dee Schweppe, our lighting designer. So when we last met, the question was to go back and take a look at the site lighting specifically and come back with some recommendations for that. So we've done that. There are 4 copies of the memo that I handed out, and these are in color as well. So feel free to look through those. The first page just has a memo overview of what we've done. The second page has the lighting schedule for all the lighting, and all the cut sheets for the lighting, and then the last 2 pages have the existing and proposed plans that are for all the site lighting. And if you just refer to the plan over here on the right, this is which should be either the last or the second last piece of paper in your packet here. There's one other color one right here, so it needs Joe, I don't know if you need one. But so this is the existing lighting here. All the red dots represent the existing lighting on campus. All the lighting is on the buildings. There are those larger floodlights and wall packs, high pressure sodium. And so this plan over here represents the proposed for the upper campus area. Let me just walk you through that. The first request was to take a look at removing the wall packs on the back of the property behind Maria Hall and Domitilla Hall. So we've done that, and the red lights that are on the building there have been replaced with this, what are the purple dots here. So this is the same fixture that was approved for the remote parking down by Spellman. It's a shoebox fixture appropriate for parking in roadway areas. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lights are off the building, and that's a shoebox type fixture. The second request, excuse me,
is that AR?
Is that this one here?
and that is
Yes.
Okay, yes. Yeah. The second request at the last meeting was to take a look at the wall pack fixtures right behind College Hall. Currently, there are fixtures on the building there, and so we did that as well. We took those and pulled those off the building. So we have the yellow dots on here represent our pedestrian pole-mounted fixture. This is the decorative full cutoff LED fixture that is a little bit more historic, type B. And C, the only difference between B and C is the distribution for the light. And this matches the fixture that will be used down on the Great Lawn that we discussed, and will be the new energy efficient precedent on campus. So the 2 lights behind College Hall are now pedestrian off of the building, and this wasn't changed from the earlier plan, but we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those pedestrian lights lining that pedestrian walk, currently roadway, that turns into this new College Walk area. We've also, in this area here, taken the lights off of the building and have that pedestrian style lighting up that parking area and those pedestrian walks there. So those are types B and C, which is the yellow dot up here. The last types of light in this area are both wall packs and a more of a pole-mounted spotlight. So currently there are lights on the building on the edge of Alumni Hall and on St. Joseph's Hall. Those will be replaced with energy-efficient LED lights in these locations. And in this location here, the three green dots are it's a taller light, a light that will be up in the trees. We are keeping all the trees in this area and want to have a discrete light that will filter down through the tree branches. So that's what those three dots there represent.
Peter, I think because I see members going through the packet, that board you have on the bottom, I think has some examples of these fixtures. If you could point to some of those so that they can see the location.
You want to walk us through some of the examples on here?
Certainly. The decorative fixture is this one, the Sentry, which is the yellow dots around there. It's a 12-foot tall overall height fixture, cut off decorative LED type. The magenta purple ones would be this one here, which is the one that we already talked about for the parking lot in the lower area. Again, LED cut off. In this case, we're using a very narrow, what's called type 2 distribution, which is very long, very narrow, so that what we wind up doing with that location is we wind up putting light only really on the parking spaces and the sidewalks. We don't have anything on the outside because A, we get really close to the property line and we didn't want to go over that. And at the same time, the majority of the light would be lighting the driveway rather than the parking and the sidewalk, which is where you really want most of the light. The green pole fixtures would be similar to these. This one is the one that we actually have at the top here. And again, what we're doing is we're shooting through the tree so we get kind of a moonlight effect as well as the light that we need down on the ground. And sorry to trip over everything. As an example, what we did is, this is what we're replacing, this type of fixture. That's what that, relative to size, is what it is. This is what the new fixture would be.
Are those the orange ones?
No, the orange ones are more this. So we're going from a wall pack, which sort of sends light everywhere, to something that's more that size. So it's nice and compact, full cutoff, spreads the light down. So we no longer have light just sort of spilling out into the yard.
That's called type H, 18-inch wall director.
Yes, G and H, yes. In fact, I don't think we have any more H's, which is the larger one, do we?
Yeah.
I think,
Don't you? Maybe not.
I think we finally got rid of the H because it was over here. I'm going to put the pole.
Type G are these.
Yeah, which are the smaller ones. They're 14-inch, they're only yay big. Also, all of the ones, the green and the blue, the accent lights, will all have a snoot on them. So again, we're just really cutting off any chance of light getting anywhere but down. Oh, one thing, the holes on the green, there's no real good pretty picture of these things, but we're using wooden poles so that, again, they look more nice inside the grove of trees. Plus, they are tapered, so as they go up, they get skinnier and skinnier, so they don't have the look of a light pole.
That's the tag poles,
Correct.
the glue lamp poles.
Correct.
Yeah, how tall? It's got quite a range there.
20. So we can get the lights up into the canopy so that we actually hide the light fixtures by the branches and the leaves and everything else, so that we sort of camouflage it all.
You don't have a cut of the soffit light up there.
No.
Okay, but you've got one in your handout.
Yeah,
Yes,
there,
we put that on the.
Sure. Yeah, so, you know, that's a good point here, because they're attached to the side of the building here. There's a canopy or a soffit underneath it. There is a bench.
And it's actually tucked up inside that.
Yeah, so the light is tucked up inside that, and that light in the building there will be used to light up that bench and the portion of the walkway adjacent to the building.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, and you know, as a comment here, we appreciate the comments from last time, because at the end of the day, we think it's made for a better plan.
Yeah, right up there.
I'm easy. Slightly more expensive, man, better. I just would like a little better understanding of the green light. So
Yeah.
within this.
Oh, no, that housing is not what's on top of that.
Okay, so this is on.
Yeah, and it's.
And there are two of them.
Correct, and they are literally that big.
And is that the same size as the
The one on top of the roof?
the
No.
blue ones?
The
Those are.
blue ones are a 10-inch.
Okay.
As opposed to a 7-inch.
Thank you.
We have a lot more time. I'd love for you to explain about the new plug rating. Really, that looks like a very interesting new way to really look at,
It has
scatter,
its
backlight, and
advantages, but it
everything else.
also has some bad points to it, because it actually allows some things to happen that it didn't get allowed. But
Backlight, uplight, and glare, that's great,
Yep.
but we don't have time
anytime, I'll be glad to.
for a tutorial on that.
No, actually, it's pretty
New
new.
to me.
Guys, comments?
Nice.
So are the, let me just ask another question. Are the orange lights typically lower on the building?
Yes,
So the two blue ones are way on top to be more at the level of the green ones?
correct.
And the orange ones are like a story up?
Yeah, I'm trying to think if any of them are actually anywhere near. No, they're all probably 12 to 14 feet max. I think the ones on, I'm sorry, which hall? Alumni Hall, I think, are about 14, just because of the nature of where the windows are, and again, what we're doing is we're replacing them.
And how tall are the yellow lights?
12 feet overall.
So it's the purple ones that are the 20 feet, right?
Correct.
And also the green ones are 20 feet?
Yes.
But they're in the trees.
Yes.
I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's great on the campus. I love the battery park ones, they're really great.
Make a big difference for sure, so.
Yeah. It's really good.
so, also.
Yeah.
Someone move to close
Mhm.
this hearing. May I move to close this hearing?
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
So we'll review the draft conditions of approval. We have to set a date. for-
Yeah, I mean, I actually provided the board with a copy in case they want to take a look at it tonight. Yeah, the only thing that would be needed is the summary of the proceedings tonight, which in the past we've just identified one member to review, and more for grammatical, since the conditions all stay the same, and it doesn't impact the actual decision.
Okay.
And also the draft that you have reflects comments that I received from Sasaki, mainly on some of the exhibits, correcting some of the sheet labels.
So what you're suggesting is that we might take a look at this and give a conditional sign-off contingent on inserting the appropriate language for the proceeding for, say, July the 2nd?
Exactly.
Okay. Let's do that. If people are okay with that.
the decision basically amends the previous one, so all the conditions that were in the previous decision still apply, except as amended by these specific conditions as it relates to landscaping and lighting.
What's the date of that plan?
Date on here is June 18th. The two plans we looked at here were in this decision number 43 and 44, existing lighting and proposed.
Yes. We're going to change the language on page 5, just before conditions, to say the planning board deliberated on the draft decision on July 2nd, 2013, voted 5-0 or whatever it will be, to approve the draft decision contingent on acceptable insertion of the summary of the proceedings from July 2nd, something like that.
No, because those are already.
So can I move that we approve this amended certificate of action limited site plan approval for Regis College with the insertion of what Al just said, the planning board deliberated a decision on July 2nd, 2004, voted 5-0, or whatever we voted to approve the draft decision contingent on accepting for the insertion of the summary of the proceedings.
Yep. Second.
Good, thank you.
All in favor?
Aye. It is 5-0.